So when other people saw that their friends' investments were not making profit back, if they had stock in a company, people began to panic and started selling their stocks in the companies off. Now, a company cannot survive if nobody is putting money into it. So these companies are suffering because they're losing the valuable money that they need to keep surviving. All right. Now there's too much credit on offer. We have way too many people taking out credit to invest in the stock market and then not making profit off it. That means millions of people are going to lose money all at the same time. These businesses failed because people were pulling out of them. Right? So the people who are pulling out are losing money. The employees lose money because their wages get cut or they lose their job entirely. So it's bad all around. So you might think money is safe in the banks. You know, you save up for a while, you have a good bit of cash in the bank. That wasn't so. See, what people often don't realize is that the money that is in the bank that you put in the bank yourself and trust the bank to take care of for you, the banks take your money and they invest it in, guess what? The stock market. So the banks aren't even using their own money. They're using your money. Now, usually it works out that when the banks invest, they make a profit, so they keep a little bit and then make sure you get paid back. But banks, however, when they were investing in the 1920s, the businesses were folding. They weren't making money back, and they were losing your money and not making a profit at all. So when the market collapsed, the banks are going to run out of money. They had been basically gambling with your investments, with your hard-earned profits. So now the banks are going to collapse because they were reckless with other people's cash. Now, what does all this mean for the basic people living in the 1920s? After 1929, we're going to go into something called the Great Depression. And this is a time period where 30% of Americans are unemployed. And this is the time period where all the serious flaws in the economy that had existed for years kind of lead to financial ruin. People being taken advantage of at work. If the progressive movement didn't fix something, that's leading to this Great Depression. So people lost their investments. They tried using credit to get a little bit more money, but they lost everything. So a lot of people are going to run out of money themselves. And without a lot of money, people lose hope. We see a spike in suicide rates during this time frame. One of the more depressing things we're going to see are bank runs. So people knew that the banks were investing their money in the stock market, and then they saw the banks losing money. So clients are going to panic. They're going to try to go to the bank, but they're going to have to compete with about 1,000 other people at the bank. Maybe they get in and get some money out. Maybe they can't. But you got to remember the banks were running out of money too, and they often did not have enough hard currency to give to anybody. And if there is no money in people's hands, they don't have money to invest in new companies. And this is a whole wagon wheel of pain. If people cannot pay for products, companies cannot profit. If companies cannot profit, companies cannot pay people. If companies cannot pay people, people cannot buy products. If people can't buy products, you see the cycle. All right, the poor just keep getting poorer, businesses keep failing harder. There was no money in circulation anywhere. Nobody had it. So we start seeing scenes like this. This guy who had been so proud to get his new car is now going to have to sell his nice new car. He's trying to make $100 off of it because he lost all his money on the stock market. This is what a bank run would have looked like, and I wasn't kidding when I said hundreds or thousands of people try to go to the bank at the same time. What people weren't realizing is that banks only keep so much money on their premises at a time. So when all of these people wanted to go to the bank, they got caught up in the bank run, Maybe the people in the front line got some money out, but everybody behind them is not getting anything. And we see mass unemployment. All right, see on this gentleman's sign, 37, war veteran, probably World War One, college trained. I mean, I'd hire him in a heartbeat, but businesses who can't stay open because nobody's investing can't hire anybody. So he's gonna remain unemployed for a while.